It was Halloween night, a time when the veil between our world and the unknown feels thin. I had always been drawn to the eerie allure of this season, but this year felt different. My friends and I decided to spend the evening in the old Whitmore house, a decaying mansion rumored to be haunted. Locals claimed that if you listened closely, you could hear whispers of those who once lived there. We arrived as dusk began to blanket the sky, casting long shadows across the broken porch. I remember feeling a shiver dance down my spine as I pushed open the creaky front door. Dust motes floated in the fading light, and a musty smell filled the air, as if the house had been holding its breath for years. "Come on, don't be a wuss," Sarah teased, nudging me forward. We stepped inside, flashlights piercing through the darkness. The walls were adorned with healing wallpaper, the remnants of faded floral patterns barely visible. My heart raced with both excitement and dread. As we explored the ground floor, laughter and bravado filled the air, but I couldn't shake the feeling that we weren't alone. Every now and then I caught glimpses of movement, shadows darting just beyond the edge of my vision. When I turned to look, nothing was there. I tried to brush it off, convincing myself it was just my imagination running wild. We finally reached the grand staircase, its banister draped in cobwebs. My friends dared each other to ascend to the second floor, and as the bravest of us climbed, I lingered at the bottom, a gnawing sense of unease settling in my gut. It was as if the house was whispering secrets to me, urging me to turn back. "Are you coming or what?" Jake called, his voice echoing in the empty space. I hesitated but eventually followed, the wooden steps groaning under my weight. The second floor was even darker, the air thick with a silence that felt almost oppressive. We split up, eager to explore. I wandered into what appeared to be a bedroom, the furniture covered in white sheets, like ghosts waiting for release. The window was cracked open, allowing a cold breeze to rustle through, carrying faint whispers that sent chills crawling up my spine. "Did you hear that?" I whispered to myself, straining to catch the words. It was a soft, almost melodic sound, like a lullaby, haunting and distant. I stepped closer to the window, peering out into the thick fog that cloaked the ground. Suddenly, felt a presence behind me. I spun around, my flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. Nothing. Just the eerie stillness of the room. My heart pounded louder, and I forced myself to breathe steadily. I turned back to the window, and that's when I saw her. A figure stood in the fog, a pale girl with long hair that hung like tendrils of mist around her face. She seemed to be beckoning me, her lips moving but no sound emerging. My instincts screamed at me to run, but my feet felt glued to the floor. "Help me!" The voice was clearer now, chillingly sweet. I stumbled back, crashing into the bed. As I did, the figure vanished, and the whispers crescendoed into frantic pleas, filling the room with an overwhelming cacophony of sorrow. I bolted from the room, my friends' laughter echoing in the distance. I found them in the hallway, their faces illuminated by the glow of their flashlights. "What's wrong?" Sarah asked, concern flashing in her eyes. "Did you hear that?" I gasped, still shaken. "Hear what?" Jake smirked. "So, you're just trying to scare us." "No, I'm serious. There was a girl, she was outside," I stammered. They exchanged doubtful glances, and I felt a wave of frustration wash over me. "You have to believe me, we should leave." Just then, a sudden chill swept through the hallway, extinguishing our flashlights in a blink. Panic surged through me. We fumbled in the dark, trying to reignite our lights, but the whispers grew louder, more frantic. "Help me! Help me!" The walls felt like they were closing in, the air thick with dread. Then I heard it, a soft, eerie giggle behind me. I turned, and there she was again, just inches away, her eyes dark and hollow. The whispers transformed into wails, and I could feel the sorrow wrap around me like a shroud. "Run!" I screamed, and in that moment, we all bolted for the stairs, the echoes of our footsteps mixing with the haunting cries that filled the air. We flew down the staircase, our hearts pounding, desperate to escape the grasp of the shadows. Bursting through the front door, tumbling out into the cold night. The fog swirled around us, and as I glanced back at the house, I saw her silhouette standing in the window, watching, waiting. We didn't stop running until we reached the safety of our cars, gasping for breath, adrenaline coursing through us. As I sat in the passenger seat, I looked back at the mansion one last time. The whispers faded, that chill clung to my bones. I still wonder about the girl in the fog, the whispers that called to me. Every Halloween, as darkness falls and shadows stretch, I can't shake the feeling that she's still there, waiting for someone to listen.